Hey folks, when we last left off from the previous episode, we were stranded about 3.5 hours away from Pattaya because we got scammed on our resort reservations. We got a whole group here. We had stopped at a restaurant, a little roadside restaurant, to gather our thoughts and see if we could find alternative accommodation, which was proving very difficult. It's Saturday. It is a kind of a resort town here. But anyway, let's pick up where we started off. We will find out at the end who was responsible for the whole scam job. But anyway, let's pick up where we left off.
All right, allegedly, we found a new place. We had the chicken was fantastic here. Anyway, we found a new place. We're going to saddle back up and see. It's hard finding an accommodation for 12 people, and that's what we have, actually, including the baby, 12. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. There's a lot of these resorts. Huh? Okay. We'll see. We gonna have fun or what? We're here. I had a heck of a time finding another place. I mean, it's just busy. And I find that a little hard to believe. Here we are just a week after Songkran. I would have thought everybody went out and kind of spent their whole wad during Songkran, but apparently not. There's people here from Bangkok and they're all over the place. It's very busy, very busy. You definitely got to book ahead, which is how we started up in this mess to begin with, I guess.
So welcome to the Iden Resort. That's I-D-E-N, or I-D-I-N, I believe. And we are a little bit Johnny-come-latelys here. All these programs at all these resorts here in the Lam Sing area of Chantaburi, they all start at 12 p.m. So you got to show up at 12, and they feed you lunch. You get lunch, you get your room, your accommodation, and then you go out on a trip, and it's a whole program here. It's almost kind of tantamount to summer camp. Anyway, more about that later, but we did make it to lunch, although most people were already done eating. But the lunch is that's curry crab down there, so I'll have some of that. I already kind of had my fill of that wonderful chicken at the other place, so just have a little snack here before the next part of the program.
Oh, that's what I want right there. That's going to hit the spot.
Did you see this?
So a quick lunch, because we'd already eaten a little bit, and then it was off to the room. Now, you'll notice a lot of the rooms are directly right here on the lake. That's the accommodation, but ours would be back here, behind everybody. I'm not sure what to think about that. We were on the second floor, and this would be our room. No, this is not a Thai massage parlor. This is our room. Extra thick mattresses. Anyway, we're supposed to be piling up into some kind of little caravan thing and going out on an adventure, but we are at a resort, so the weekend is not a bust, and the ladies did a great job putting this together last minute. But really, the resort's bigger than the other one. The water feature looks bigger. The restaurant looks bigger. We had lunch 6 o'clock tonight. We'll do that again for dinner, and then tomorrow morning for breakfast. Anyway, we'll see what we get up to between now and then. And that's the accommodation. It's one night. What's one night? So right, all these resorts here, they kind of frame their whole weekend trips here as like a reconnection with nature. So it is a naturist, natural type of environment here. Look at this. You don't get more country than this. You can see right out to the field, and of course over here around the corner, we can see everybody else's accommodation, which are right on the lake. Speaking of the lake, or the water feature, we did have a trip to go on, but we missed the 2:30 ferry, or not the ferry, the tram for that. So we'll splash around in the water a while. That is something else you can do here. And then there's another one at 3:30 that we can leave on, so we'll kill some time.
tell you what, this is not as easy as Lon's making it look here, running along these, I don't know, these floating pads here on the lake. That's kind of difficult. This is the method that other people use. This is probably how I would do it. I guess you call this downward facing dog or something like that. But yeah, you can still lose your balance. It's rough going along those things, and I think our friend here still ended up face down in the muck. But anyway, it was getting close to 3:30, and the trolley or tram would be ready for us. There it is. There's 2 installments of this trip. I don't know much about this trip. It kind of caught me off guard, but all I know is they made us wear life vests, life jackets, as you can see everybody's outfitted with. So it's some sort of boat that we're going on. So first, we'll load up on the tram, and I guess that'll take us to whatever boat this is.
All right, we're on the resort tram, the trolley, which is basically 2 wagons hitched together on the back of a pickup truck. I don't know where we're going.
Wow, kind of a bumpy ride on those hard wooden benches, but we got out here a little bit early. We still had to wait about 10 minutes. We found this shady spot, but that's where we're going to get the boat, right down there.
We're on a raft made out of PVC pipe. Big PVC pipe with speakers.
So indeed, big fat PVC pipe capped at one end. They've got the big speakers blaring music at the other end. In the front will be a rowboat. You can see it up there. And that's got a motor. That's got some kind of motor, and that will pull the raft. And they come around with beverages, and apparently we're going up the river. So my friend said, hey, well, where are we supposed to sit? I said, well, you're supposed to sit on your butt. There's no chairs or anything like that. You just kind of plop down. There's a little black rubber mat there on top of the PVC pipe. So anyway, we will go upriver. I think we're going upriver at this point. We'll go upriver and see where this takes us and what we're going to do and what we're going to find.
Feel it in my bones, I can feel it in my veins. Hands in the sky, I can feel the winds of change. You live and you learn, and I hope I've seen enough to make something right and make up for what I've lost. I was down, but things are looking up. I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it should.
So right, I guess no matter what resort you stay at, you end up out here on one of these contraptions here. They're all different. A lot of them are made out of PVC pipe. Some have roofs, some have... They're just all different. But I guess the idea is you go down the river. It is a very beautiful setting out here, the beautiful river and both shores. And then you find some kind of secluded, shady spot, and you kind of... I don't think you anchor the boat. You just kind of park it off to the side there. And then people can go swimming, and they've got the music going, and the crabs are stuck to the side of the boat. And that's our power unit. He's repositioning himself now that we're parked. He'll go up the other side of the raft so he can pull us back downriver. But this was a lot of fun. I got to tell you, though, it's been a long day. We had a long drive out here. We had the whole run around for the resort and the heat. the waiting and the it's been a long day. I was kind of eager to get back to our resort and take a little breather, get a little rest up for the evening ahead. It is a long day, especially when you're coming from Pattaya, but pretty nice out here. And they gave us some kind of, I don't know what this, some kind of pork fat or something to feed the fishes, so that's what I did. Anyway, like I said at the beginning, this is sort of like summer camp. You have these activities, you go out on these activities, you've got water sports, and then everything's very regimented. Your meals, you'll have meals at certain times. Our next meal is at 6 p.m. That'll be dinner. So the sun is kind of getting low in the sky. I might be able to sneak in an hour or so, a little nippy nap here before dinner, and kind of recharge the batteries and everything. We'll see what that's going to be. So back here to our room and accommodation, and we'll get ready for the evening. So I was up at about 5 a.m. It wasn't a bad night's sleep. It did the trick. Wasn't the best either on that thin mattress, but what do you expect? But I definitely needed the rest. I was knackered. Good dinner last night. Big shrimp, prawns, whatever, crab, everything you wanted. Even beer for between 6 and 8, free flow beer. So very good, very good. So over dinner, I discovered that my friend who originally got scammed booking the other resort, while we were out on the raft, the big raft trip yesterday, she went to the police station, got the police involved, and apparently this has happened to over 100 people. So that could be a lot of money. That could be in the neighborhood of 1 million baht. But she says, I think she got a call back from them. I think they got their guy. And apparently it was a former employee, I believe a former manager, one of the managers of the resort. So that's why the person had all the intimate, granular details of the place. When she was talking with them, and they could tell her what was on the menu, and they could send pictures of the rooms, and they had just every bit of information, even a little bit of the history of the place, etc. So she definitely felt she was dealing with the resort, and in a way she kind of was, because it was a former employee. So anyway, I think lesson learned there. Don't let that happen to you. At least try not to. But sometimes things happen. But we still pulled it out of the bag here and had a good little weekend. They're setting up the breakfast now. I came down scrounging around for a cup of coffee. We bring coffee, the coffee packets, but there's no water boiler in our room. Like I alluded to, it's a little bit like roughing it. But I was kind of seeing if they maybe had some boiling water sitting around, or some early coffee. They start breakfast at 7, so I might have to wait till 7. Anyway, we'll take a look at that, see what that's going to be. I know it's not going to be as grand as the dinner last night. I noticed the lunch yesterday wasn't as grand. The dinner's the big meal. That dinner alone would have been, if Lana and I just went out to a restaurant and had all that stuff, the dinner would have been 2,000 baht. With all that seafood, the big jumbo shrimp, crabs, beer, all that stuff, it would have been probably close to 2,000 baht. It was only 1,700 a person, including the room, the raft trip, the water park, plus lunch yesterday and breakfast this morning. So not too bad. So about 3,400, just slightly under $100 for the couple for the entire weekend here. So not too bad. Anyway, we'll take a look at the breakfast, and then we're going to be on a ride back to Pattaya. All right. They might not have had the coffee ready, but they did have the photographs from yesterday's raft trip all ready, developed, framed, ready for sale here, the 100 baht each. We did buy this one. I thought that was a good picture. So good memories there for 100 baht. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode. We started off getting scammed, but ended up kind of pulling it out of the bag, and hopefully that situation is now behind at least that resort. The person has been caught and will be brought to justice. So I think that's good. The breakfast was okay here. No, I don't usually eat much breakfast, but we did have a little bit. Anyway, we've got a long ride back to Pattaya. Something else next time, but for this episode, I'm going to have to go ahead and leave it off right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.